Most people assume that the last remaining secrets of the universe are hidden among the stars. But what if one of the biggest secrets was lying right underneath our feet? We're talking, of course, about the concept of inner Earth. Is there really a hidden realm lying somewhere inside our planet? What evidence do we have for such a place? Has anyone ever reached inner Earth? How could this possibly make sense from a scientific perspective? Well, let's find out.
$51 million people entering another
surveillance camera capturing the
unidentified flying object.
lockdowns and mass testing.
Today, that the world is going to end.
First of all, you should know that there is legitimate scientific evidence backing up the existence of chasms or bubbles within the Earth. There is also evidence that life exists far deeper than anyone ever realized. In 2016, ancient bacteria was discovered a full 2 miles into the Earth's crust. This primitive life was 200 million years old, suggesting creatures have been living deep into inner Earth for a very long time indeed. But why is this such a big deal? Well, if we're simply talking about the Earth's crust, this is one of the most inhospitable places on the planet. There's no sunlight, barely any oxygen, and there can be 100 times more pressure than on the surface. What's more, temperatures can range from freezing to boiling. Researchers pointed out that if life was possible this deep, there may be all kinds of interesting creatures lurking under the surface of planets like Mars or even Venus. In 2019, researchers used seismic waves to scan the interior of our planet. They found a number of clearly defined layers, an underground mountain range, and strange continent-sized blobs beneath plumes of hot rock. Seismic studies have also revealed that the Earth's core is a mass of iron crystals that is hotter than the surface of the Sun. According to researchers, the core rotates faster than the rest of the planet. Scientists also continue to detect mysterious holes that pop up in Antarctica. Generally speaking, this should not be happening, as the ice sheet is supposed to be miles deep. In 2022, a massive sinkhole with its own forest was discovered in China. Even though this sinkhole was 630 feet deep, it was a host to plenty of plant life, including dense shoulder-height undergrowth. Scientists were stunned, describing this sinkhole as another world. These sinkholes can also hold large amounts of fresh water. But water is found on the planet much deeper than 630 feet. In 2014, researchers discovered a reservoir of water 3 times the volume of all the oceans found on the Earth's surface. Hidden just 700 kilometers inside the Earth's mantle, this water is contained within a special type of rock called ring woodite. Scientists state that this water reserve could be wrapped around the entire mantle. In 2016, researchers discovered what they described as a massive chasm underneath Antarctica. It has an area of 1,081 square miles, and it takes the form of an underground canyon. In fact, this canyon is even bigger than the Grand Canyon. This wasn't the first time underground canyons have been found underneath ice sheets. In 2012, scientists detected a very similar chasm underneath the Greenland ice sheet. But despite all of this evidence and research, scientists are still at a loss when it comes to the specific details about the center of the Earth. There are still many unanswered questions. Legends of a hidden world buried deep underneath the surface have been around since ancient times. The Greeks, the Nordics, and early Christians all had their own myths about this strange realm. In addition, The Tibetan Buddhists referred to this realm as Shambhala. The Greeks believed that there were entrances to the underworld scattered around the surface, and if one were to follow certain caverns far enough, they would eventually reach Hades. But not all myths describe Inner Earth as a negative place. One Mesopotamian legend speaks of a man discovering a beautiful garden far underneath the surface. Some Native American tribes believe their ancestors emerged from a subterranean realm. In the 1800s, these legends took on a more scientific approach. According to most Hollow Earth theorists, it is possible to walk around on the concave surface of Earth's interior. These theorists also claim that there is a sun at the center of the Earth which provides light and warmth to the citizens of Agartha. The concept of Agartha was first popularized by a French occultist named Alexander Saint-Yves Delvater in 1910. This realm is said to be both physical and spiritual, with many suggesting that Inner Earth is almost like a completely alternative reality, separated from us not only by Earth's crust, but also our own spiritual limitations. If Agartha is real, then where are the entrances? How could someone emerge from this mythical world, or descend into its depths to escape life on the surface? Many believe that the most prominent entrances are located on each of the Earth's poles. Some researchers believe that these portals are massive, and that anyone who flies over the poles would easily see them. But here's the problem. Planes aren't allowed to fly over the poles. While various agencies claim that this is because of geomagnetic interference or poor weather conditions, others believe that planes are kept far away from the poles to hide these obvious entrances to Inner Earth. One of the few individuals who managed to fly over the poles was Admiral Byrd, the same explorer who eventually led Operation High Jump. It goes without saying that there is massive controversy surrounding these expeditions, and many theorists question the official story that Byrd returned home with. Others believe that there are smaller, less obvious entrances hidden around the world, including Mammoth Cave in Kentucky. This cave system seems to go on forever, and researchers are constantly finding new tunnels that go deeper and deeper. In fact, Mammoth Cave is the longest known cave system in the entire world, and is more than twice as long as the next biggest cave system, located in Mexico. While the legends of Agartha are certainly interesting, many people can't quite accept that something so magical and otherworldly could possibly exist. These more conservative conspiracy theorists propose a slightly less out there theory that revolves simply around tunnels and chasms rather than a central sun and a completely hollow Earth. As we've seen from the recent discoveries in China, sinkholes can be teeming with life. Tunnels and chasms like Mammoth Cave in Kentucky can stretch for miles, and this subterranean network is capable of holding an entire civilization of people. While tunnels are typically dark and cold, they feature a surprising amount of plant and animal life, including fish, shrimp, bats, and mushrooms. Make no mistake, people could theoretically survive in these tunnels and sinkholes for many, many years. But why would they want to? Why would they willingly abandon the surface in favor of a dark subterranean home? Perhaps they were trying to escape some kind of disaster on the surface. A volcanic eruption, a string of meteor impacts, or perhaps a catastrophic solar ejection. Could it be that the ancient legends of Agartha and Inner Earth were simply inspired by a group of people that managed to escape extinction by hiding underground? Who knows? Maybe these clever survivors were the only humans that managed to escape doom, tens of thousands of years ago. If this is true, you might be descended from an Inner Earth dweller.